Only 3 minutes ago, we detected an ICBM over the Pacific. Current flight trajectory is consistent with impact somewhere in the continental United States.
Have we seen that country before?
No.
Is this real?
Stratcom is asking for launch instructions right now. I'm gonna need you to breathe.
We are talking about hitting a bullet with a bullet.
And that was a clip from House of Dynamite, and I am incredibly excited to be joined here by its director, Kathryn Bigelow, and one of its ensemble cast, star, Rebecca Ferguson. Guys, how are we doing?
Good. Thank you.
All right.
Good.
All right. This is incredibly exciting for me. I just watched Zero Dark 30 because I was listening to a podcast that had, it was like 4 or 5 parts, and it was about the hunt for bin Laden. And throughout, they kept saying, you know, go and watch Zero Dark 30 because they actually get a lot of stuff right in the film. So I'd watched it again after that, and then I was asked to come and see this. I was like, oh, wow, okay, next level.
Those are 2 heavy films to go back to back.
Yeah, but no, incredible. I guess the first thing I want to know is what was the seed, what was the kernel, what was the sort of jump-off point for this project for you, Kathryn?
For me, it was a kind of very simple what-if question. What would happen if a nuclear ICBM was launched toward North America? What would ensue? And I was fortunate enough to be speaking to this extraordinary journalist slash screenwriter, Noah Offenheim, who's an expert in this field. And he said, well, we go here, and this happens, and this happens. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait, let's write this down.
Slow down.
Slow down. And that's really how it began. I thought it would be worth knowing. I mean, I grew up in a time when I had to hide under my desk in case of a nuclear explosion, and which, of course, is ludicrous. But nonetheless, I did. And then between then and now, several decades have passed, and I think it's really the idea of being surrounded by 12,000 plus nuclear weapons has kind of been normalized. Nobody speaks about it. And it's very quiet. And so my feeling was to drill down on this and perhaps maybe start a conversation if at all possible.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that progression. It's been 8 years since your last film, but I think about those 2 films, The Hurt Locker, you know, the methodology within that of, you know, that insurgency that you show us, and then that journey towards finding bin Laden in Zero Dark 30. You think digging deeper into decision-making, what certain decisions were taken in the heat of the moment. This feels like this is all about the decision-making.
All about that.
Investigative.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm really, really conscious because I didn't do any research before I watched this film. The only thing I knew was your name and the name of the film, and that's it. I thought I'd do all the research afterwards. Because I like watching movies that way. But this particular movie, I really don't want to give any spoilers away, but structurally, it's very different. And did that come from Noah? Was that a joint thing?
Well, I wanted to do the movie in real time, and that launch from origin to impact would be about 18 or 19 minutes. So if you want to do the movie in real time, you've got 18 minutes to work with. And then I thought what would be interesting is to start with the people in missile defense that identify the launch at first, and then they begin to move up the chain of command with that information. And then you arrive at Rebecca in the White House Situation Room, which she handles so magnificently, and then you move into Strategic Command, which is basically the nuclear umbrella for America, and then you end up with the president, who is the sole authority on how to respond to this ICBM, and he only has a matter of minutes. So that's how it was broken into thirds.
That was a huge reveal for me as well, because I hadn't done any research, and you don't see the president for a long period of the film. So when it was who it was, and I won't say who it was, I was like, there he is. Wondered who it might be. So Rebecca, let's dig down into your character as well, and just thinking about, again, like decision making in a situation like that. You know, from an actor's point of view, how did you even begin to prepare yourself, or, you know, within the performance moments as well, relay that level of stress and panic? Did you bring any of yourself into that situation? Because I'm terrified of this happening. Like,
I mean, it is a terrifying situation, and that's acted, but it's also the realism of the character. And I think what I loved about the script and the role is, it's not a caricature of something. It's not an animated character. It's a real person. And the fact that Noah starts this film off in her home environment kind of gives me a little bit of an easier route for I think audiences to recognize themselves in, because it's a home environment. It's a mum with a sick child and a father and a situation, and then she has to go to work, which they do every day, you know?
yeah.
It's just that chaos happens.